we're back. Janelle, could you turn down your headphones? Don't trip.
Hey. Look at my baby.
Oh, wait, it's this one. No, hold up.
No,
We're going to get to this in a minute. We'll get to this in a minute because we're going to make sure everybody has a chance to show up.
Okay.
Yeah, people got to show up.
They're going to be able to see this. Good morning. Our camera's fixed. If I remember right, if you look right around this region, got this new little label here. It says overtime. Do you see it?
We do.
Am I pointing in the right spot?
I see it, yeah.
No, you don't. You're not looking at it. You're just saying that.
Where is it?
Where's the...
Oh, you're talking
No,
about...
on the screen.
Yeah. No,
Oh.
I did see it actually yesterday.
So,
Mira ahí, look.
fresh and new, we got this fixed.
See that?
It's very nice.
Overtime.
Oh, I like
Today,
that.
am I in the right
That's
spot?
nice.
It's right here.
No, but today's overtime.
You can't see it yet?
We
saw
saw him, Brian.
Oh.
There.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
We saw it.
Dave is here. Dave Szafranski, president and founder of Edgewater Investment
right?
Group. You're able to get your
must have
financial
been
questions in, and as you've determined as well, I didn't do it, someone else did. As you've seen, you never know what's going to happen on a Thursday when Dave shows up. You never know if they're going to even pay attention to you on a Thursday when Dave shows
Oh
up.
my goodness.
But here they are nonetheless. Are we saying hi to anybody
Yeah,
yet? We got
yeah.
8 people.
Is Sagres here yet?
And he was there last night, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So I want to wait till there's more. We got to wait till there's more people.
Can I tell the story about Sagres? And so Sagres is a pastor. He's living in the Amazon. He married an American girl that grew up in my church. That her parents are some of our very best friends. And so we go to the Amazon, and I had come across this tiny little Speedo. I'm probably overestimating the size. And so I thought, it'd be funny. I don't know what to do with this. I can't wear it. I'm going to wrap it up like a Christmas present and give it to Sagres when I get to the jungle and say it's from his mother-in-law. So we're unpacking, we're doing all this stuff, we're in a big room of people. I said, oh, Sagres, Lori, his mother-in-law, forgot to give you this Christmas present. She wanted me to give it to you. So he's all excited, and it's got tissue paper in there, and he unwraps it, and he pulls out this little Speedo. He says, why would my mother-in-law give this to me? I said, I don't know, maybe she wanted to see it.
Weird.
Oh, Dave, you
Hi,
are trouble.
Callie. Hi, Deborah. Yes, excited about the big screen. Dave's excited because he was like, do I have to stand next to Brian again?
Oh my gosh. He showers like every...
It ruined his
must be
day
every
because
Friday.
I know,
it
Brian.
was so
on
overwhelming
Thursday.
to be that close to me for so long. He needed a break afterwards just to wipe the tears, and it was a lot.
The
It
tears.
was a lot.
My eyes were watering from the stench.
Well, and now
Oh, we're taking financial questions.
we'll take your financial questions. And since you're here, if you were listening to the live show, we told you yesterday we were at Open Door Christian Schools in Elyria, had a great time. And if you go through the halls and travel back in time through the history of Open Door Christian Schools to the very beginning, you see class photos.
First year? Did he graduate first year?
It looked like it was the second year.
Second year of what?
Open Door Christian Schools.
Second
Whatever.
graduating
No,
class?
whatever.
There were
It was
class
like
pictures.
The other day in 93.
Do you know how long ago 93 was?
It's a long time ago.
And they had class pictures
26
hanging on the wall
No,
of like the
man.
entire class of students in graduating classes. It's a small school, so they had, at the time at least, and so they had everybody on there. And they had the Len Neville's. Janelle's husband, Len, was on there, and I got the high school picture of Len Neville's. And so I thought I would show this to you, and then see if you can see what I see. So here is handsome, studious Len Neville's. Look at, a handsome man. Class of 72?
Whatever. 93.
Class of 1993. Isn't he handsome?
96.
He's business. Look at him. He's serious about his schoolwork. He's got a tie on. He's getting it done. He's a smart man. And so I was like, that seems familiar. Have I seen him before?
You have.
I think I have. I have seen him before.
Oh my goodness.
It's Carlton Banks, perhaps the inspiration for the character Carlton Banks. Do you see the resemblance? I think you do. Janelle says Denzel. I say Alfonso.
Denzel.
Do the Gilligan picture though. You got to show the Gilligan picture.
Oh my God. Look,
See if
isn't he
anybody sees
handsome?
Denzel.
Look at him. That's Denzel all day. And he embraces his gray. Look, he's there with his boys. Isn't he amazing? Look at him. Thank you. Amazing. So handsome. He loves hats. Loves hats. Why are you laughing? No, why'd you tell people? People said you look like the white Steve Urkel.
Yeah.
That's what we should do.
If the
we
shoe
should put
fits.
a side by side of Brian.
Yes.
If the
Thank
shoe
you.
fits.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's Denzel on a 3-hour tour.
Oh my goodness.
My oldest son graduated from Open Door.
We should have looked for his picture.
He went all the way through 2 years of preschool and graduated from Open Door.
Wow. Did he like it?
Yeah, he did. He liked it a lot.
Oh,
But
I thought you were trying to say he like they held him back. He did 2 years of
It
preschool.
sounded like that too, yes.
Sounds like he didn't make
He
it through his
didn't
first
know
year.
He was just young.
He wasn't coloring. He wouldn't do it.
He, I used to call it Open Door Christian Speedway in the morning though, because when you're dropping off kids, there's all these moms and minivans like speeding around the parking lot. It's like, I hope I don't get hit.
Hi, Eva, Deborah, Stacy, Carter's on.
Be sure to like and share Len, aka Alfonso Rivera,
Alfonso Rivera.
aka
Gilligan.
Carlton Banks,
AKA
Gilligan. So I don't know. We got nothing. What are we gonna do? We don't have any financial questions right now, Dave.
Well, you know, I was
Can you
thinking
tap dance?
as I was driving in, I'm hearing a lot of chatter in the financial world
Oh.
about where rates are going to go. Because as you know, we've talked about rates many times, and as when the Fed lowers rates, your mortgage rate could go down. You could refinance, do all those
I think
things.
I've heard the same chatter. Was it the word in the streets? Is that what you're
Just the
saying?
word on the street.
Yes, I think I've been on that
Word
street. I've heard the
word on
word.
the street is, and now a lot of people believe that the Fed is out of the market for this year because it's whenever they act in a presidential election year, it tends to have an impact one way or another, right?
Yeah.
So in 1992, George Bush Sr. was running a horrible campaign, like the deadest campaign.
By the way, back when Len was in high school.
Back when Len was in high school, he was about to graduate. The Fed raised rates and basically ground the economy to a halt. And he got voted out, and we got Bill Clinton got voted in. And so the Fed has been kind of reticent to act in a presidential election year because they don't want to impact the election. But I think because of the coronavirus, which is here, it's not a big deal. We talk about it a lot, but it's really there. It's over in China. But even Apple came out the other day and said, we're not going to be able to meet our number because our manufacturing is shut down. So I think you're going to see a relatively weak first quarter. And even though we're not the world's central bank, I think the Fed is going to have to lower rates
Again.
March, April timeframe. Because they get the data probably 20 days before the data gets published so that they can sift through it and kind of evaluate it. So I think we're getting a rate cut end of March, early April. And I think the market is going to fly because of that. Because it's going to show a strong support for the market. And the market has been going great. So I do think that's going to happen.
Now, I will say that Catherine, I couldn't agree with you more. Catherine says, please get Len on the show. Len's been on the show once in 2 years. I've been begging him, come on the show, Len. Come on the show, Len. Janelle, why don't you come and explain to everybody why Len doesn't like them? Go ahead.
Doesn't like them. No, I'm going to tell you. My baby is busy. He got 6 kids and he has a job.
I got a job.
No, he
I'm
did
here every
offer.
day.
He offered to be in the podcast, didn't he?
He offered to be on the podcast, but we need Len here, don't we? Right here, standing right here,
Yes.
defending himself.
In a bow tie.
In a boat.
Deborah
Going
says,
like...
she has trouble hearing Dave. Oh, my
I don't know. I don't even know how he does it. It's funny though.
Oh, my
One thing I can't do is I cannot dance, so I probably shouldn't even try.
Thank you,
You can't jump
Roseanne.
either.
Roseanne says, congratulations on my citizenship. Thank you, thank you. That is super awesome.
Yeah. So if you didn't catch that, tomorrow she's passed the test, and assuming she shows up, and they don't change their minds,
I know.
tomorrow she will raise her right hand and swear. I don't know what you do. You do something. You don't just swear. You
Allegiance
swear
to the
allegiance to the
United
United States of
States.
America.
That's
She will become an American citizen. Yeah, Janelle.
First thing, thank you. you. First thing I'm doing, and they told me like they have it right outside, is I'm applying for my American passport. That's gonna be exciting.
And they're going to ask you for a lot of money to do
It's
that.
like $130.
Yeah.
I actually gotta expedite it, I think, because we want to go to Dominican Republic. Len and me.
Why?
Why? What? Oh,
No,
I
it's
gotta
beautiful.
take
It's
you
a
to
beautiful
DR.
Yeah, you
You
do.
can sit in the backyard of my family's house.
You can talk about him in Spanish, you won't even know.
I know, that's what they do.
Aw.
She actually told me that one time they planned a birthday party for Len in front of him in Spanish.
Yeah, we did. We were there 3 weeks with all the kids, and it was during Len's
Great.
birthday. And so at the end of the 3 weeks, big party, all these people come over. He's like, when did y'all plan this? They were like right in front of you. Every time we would stop somewhere, we'd be like, yeah, come here and bring this. Yeah. But
I
that's
know
his
if they
fault.
say gringo americana es stupido.
Oh,
I know.
What
you guys
you
are
say?
talking about me.
Whenever I'm around her family, you hear things like guapo, inteligente.
Inteligente.
Yeah, of course.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mario says you make me
Latino.
put a smile in my face every morning. We love you,
You're
Mario. Eva says we're not mad at him. Grown folks need not concern themselves with child's play. Eva, you know my husband. That's right. You
That's-
don't got time for Brian.
Ironically,
You don't got time for Brian.
that's what Carlton would say.
That is what Carlton
Brian
would say.
texts him all this stuff, and Len texts back and says, "I'm in a meeting. You know, some people got to work. Thank you." He's handling business. Thank you.
Did you
Deborah,
see what Damaris said?
Deborah says, "So, what is Brian giving you for becoming a citizen?" Janelle?
Good question. Good
What?
question. My gift to her will be canceling the call to ICE.
Oh.
I will call them and say, it's too late. You should have listened to me a few months
You
ago.
could have got her. We knew where she was.
And now that you bring up
Pretty
ICE,
generous.
one
It's
time
generous.
we were over my sister's house and we were watching the news, and then we were talking, and we were like, "Oh my goodness, ICE is all over the streets!" And it was like July, and my 8-year-old was like, "ICE, but it's summertime." my sisters were like, "Your kid has no idea."
No idea.
Catherine says, "Totally understand that you both are crazy busy with your jobs and families." Tell
Len's
Len,
not that busy.
Thank you.
He's
he
not
is
that busy.
Len is
he
not
does,
that busy.
No, listen, he's so awesome. He does all the laundry, folds all the clothes. He told the kids yesterday when I came from Rooted in Truth, he was like, when they were coming in the room, he said, "I told y'all, your mother's walking in, do not barge her, get out." I'm like, look at him handling business.
That's a setup. That is a total setup.
That is.
Yeah.
My baby
Absolutely.
is busy. He's amazing.
I like to have my wife catch me yelling at my kids, leave her alone when she gets home. Because okay, here's $5.
Because like 10 seconds before, kids, she's here, she's here.
Yeah.
Come on,
Clean
sit
up my ice cream bowl.
Sarah says, "Hola, buenos días from vacation in Lima, Peru. I'm doing my best to make you guys international." So she's
There you go,
saying
Sarah.
good morning. She's on vacation in Peru, and she usually listens to us from Ecuador. So she's making us international.
Crank it up in Peru so people hear it. And hear how Brian es muy guapo y inteligente.
Oh my goodness.
I am an international speaker. I've spoken many times in Brazil.
I've spoken in Ghana, West Africa.
I
That
get
means
off
I'm
the
an
plane and I'm
international
like, hey, everybody. So I've spoken overseas.
Deborah says, and sadly, Janelle will know about America / U.S. more than most natural-born citizens. I actually quizzed my husband on the questions I got on the citizenship test, and he failed.
We're just
No,
putting him on
I want
blast
to point
here.
one thing
I
out.
know,
I want to
he
point one
failed.
thing out there. In America, you don't have to know about the country. You don't have to vote. Voting is not an obligation. It's a right. So when somebody's becoming a citizen, we require them to know things that maybe most citizens wouldn't know. And I don't know if it's right or wrong, but it's good that you know those things. But
I think, as an educator, I think most citizens should know, and we should do better with that.
well,
you
how
know?
do we do that? How do we do it?
Education.
So
And being a well-informed voter. Like, if you're going to vote, you got to know. Like,
She's talking big for never voting before.
I'm a citizen now. So
No,
I
you're
can
not.
say all
No,
this.
you are not.
We
That's
need
tomorrow.
to do better. Don't give me the citizenship. I'll
In
be
fact-
talking. I'll be like, listen here. I'm in charge of this
it's
show.
going to be problematic. It's going to be
I'm going to
problematic.
switch that name right there. It's
In
gonna be like-
24 hours, she still won't be a citizen.
Yeah, why not?
It's at 10.
Oh yeah, oh, watch.
It's
I'm gonna tell the
9:19.
judge. Excuse me, I have an opinion. He's
ICE, she's right here. Bar Road and Clean.
Right. But I do, when we educate now, we're competing against the Chinese, the Japanese, India. We're competing against our education system. So teachers today we're not teaching things like civics. We're teaching math, and a lot of schools don't even have outdoor time for kids anymore because we're teaching to this test.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that stuff gets missed, I think, because we're so focused on being number one in math.
I agree.
You know what? We're number one in the world. No matter what happens, we don't need to be number one.
And if you missed it today, Dave declared himself to be America on the show today.
Do you like Captain America? Can we call you that?
He doesn't care about Captain America.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Mr. America.
You got a question from Carrie.
Carrie says, can you be a dual citizen? It depends on the country you were born in. So some countries, like I think Mexico, you can't. If you become a citizen, you lose Mexican citizenship. In DR, they do give you the option to keep both. I'm going to keep both.
And the U.S. allows that?
Yeah, they don't care.
Now, if she joined the military, she'd have to give up her DR.
I want to make my kids. I want to make my kids citizens of DR because you could do a dual. I was going to get my kids citizenship there because it changes the way you can hold property in DR. It's also like my kids want to go do their gap year in a university in DR, and if you're not a citizen and you stay for more than 30 days, you got to pay a fee. So it just makes some practical sense depending on your situation.
And since some of you are just tuning in here and our numbers are going up, I want to be sure you don't miss this. We saw Len Neville's, her husband's high school graduation picture.
He is amazing. Look how cute.
And there's a strange resemblance. Look at
my baby. Is
which
cute.
one is her husband? I'm not sure.
For those who are
they look the same.
For those who are not following me on Facebook, go to my page. I just posted. Look at this man. Look, raising future leaders. These kids are gonna run the country. Look at my baby right there. Oh, he looks awesome. Don't you see Denzel a little bit? No, Idris Elba. Idris Elba? What's that? You guys are annoying. Oh, I need like female something up in here. Evanessa says, good morning. It's been a while, but I always listen to you guys. We love you.
Hey, thank you.
Kathy says, sad that a news media person recently asked if they could take over the Senate by, what's that?
Gerrymandering the district.
What is that about?
It's just playing with the lines of congressional districts.
There is no district in the Senate, though. You have
each state gets two.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to get to this question, but I wanted to say about civics. Like, you can be great at math and do all of this stuff, but when I was talking to my high schoolers about understanding civics, I'm like, you got to be an informed adult. Like, you got to be able to engage in conversations when you get older.
Yes.
And know what the heck you're talking about. That's besides voting. And because they were wondering, well, I'm not interested. I'm like, you need to be. You live here. You need to know how stuff works. Even in the sense of he tried to be all cool because he was understanding. When he was like, these people talking about impeachment, it doesn't even matter about the House versus the Senate. And I was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. You got people on Facebook commenting on things and not understanding, you know, but I get it. The schools can't do everything.
Facebook is a great place to have an intense political discussion.
Why? Because people don't know what the heck they're talking about.
More often than not, people that are declaring to know something really don't.
I think Facebook, I hate Facebook.
The Facebook? That's how someone your generation
would say. I
would say that.
I like Facebook to stay in touch with missionaries in Brazil.
Oh.
I like Facebook to see pictures of dogs.
Send my mother a note.
You know, but to have a discussion on Facebook is a total waste of time.
You can't have a discussion.
And it's kind of a mind-sucking endeavor. It's almost like you're taking Facebook and you're putting it on your head and it's sucking your brains out.
Yeah.
I think it's a total waste of time.
Michaela, love your name. She says she's getting married in October. That's so awesome. And want to buy a house soon after. We're first-time home buyers. Are you a millennial? So you can finally let them know millennials are getting it done. You sound like you're amazing. We're first-time home buyers. What is an acceptable % for down payment? Most likely 10 to 20.
0%.
Will take us a lot longer. Therefore, we would have to rent longer and not invest.
0% down.
You could do 0% down, but I have better advice for you.
Yeah, because you're Dave and you're not Brian. Go ahead, Dave.
Use someone else's
She's
money.
a very lucky woman. She's marrying this great guy who's probably the catch of her life.
He's lucky.
Well,
this guy deserves new golf clubs.
Right, that's
before
true.
you get married.
But there are really two great catches, and they're both taken. Hello.
3. My baby.
Hello.
Len, I love you. Mwah.
Where are all the great guys? They're right here. And we're taking.
So
Sorry.
what should Michaela do?
I wouldn't worry about 10 to 20%
People
down.
get so fired up about that, and
Yeah.
they wait for years to buy it.
You don't need to build your first house. You don't need to have a 5,000 square foot house. You need to buy something reasonable for your first home, something that maybe you could work on a little bit and buy some tools, things like that. But if you put 5% down, that's acceptable. As long as you have good income, you could get a loan for that. And so don't wait for 20% down. Don't fall into the PMI trap discussion. I don't want PMI. I don't want PMI.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
PMI
It's a cost of doing business.
People are scared of PMI. Don't be scared of PMI. You can get a 0 down mortgage for 30 years. Why wouldn't you do this?
Right. Because you're going to get a 3.5% mortgage. It's almost like free money. Because when you account for inflation, right, which is a percent, so now your mortgage is at 1.5%, and then you account for your house growing in value over time, which in general they do.
It does.
But slow. I mean, it's slow. It's like free money. You're stealing from the bank. They ought to take you to jail for the theft that somebody called the police. We just robbed the bank because we got a 3% mortgage.
Now, Dave, like to give you a parallel, it's much different in value, but Sarah and I were looking at mattresses. One place was offering 5 years, 0%.
Uh-huh.
Why wouldn't you take 5 years, 0%?
I just sent back a mattress. I didn't like it.
But do you understand what I'm saying, Dave?
My wife didn't like it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
all
do.
that.
Yeah, you're using somebody else's money.
Oh, but Dave, I need to save up so I can get half the Why?
Well, just to throw in another angle here, some are concerned, we said the PMI, some people are concerned with the size of your monthly payment. So should you go 20 instead of 30? Should you
can't
put a
have
larger
to size that much.
You should buy a house that you can afford. So
Yes.
the first thing we're going to do, if you're making $50,000 a year and your mortgage guy says, oh, I could get you in a $500,000 house.
Right.
You need to look at that guy and say, you're crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Welcome to Crazy Town, population U.
Wow.
So you got to buy reasonable. This is your first house. Everything that your parents have or your rich uncle has, you're not going to have, and that's okay. You build your way into those things. You get kind of legacy furniture as you go along. You buy a piece here, you buy a piece there, but buy a house that you can reasonably afford that has, I like to do a Ben Franklin list when I buy a house.
What's
So if it has, on one side, I say, any house I look at, Janelle, has to have these things. And if it doesn't have this list, whatever your list is, don't even show me the house. I'm not interested.
And if you want an example on what's on his list, wet room.
What are you doing with the
What the heck is
highlighter?
a wet room? Cause I'm not.
A water closet.
It's my microphone.
A water
Listen.
closet.
Water closet.
Water closet.
What in the heck? If my realtor told me, girl, it has a water closet, I'd be like, what is wrong with her?
What you got water in your closet for?
I'm not going to go into too much detail, but
That
I am
is
Polish.
So weird.
I was raised in the wild by the Polish. And so, if again, without going into too much detail.
You want a separate room for Dave to do his business.
Yes.
So what's the difference between
A
a
very
wet room
well ventilated
and a
room.
bathroom?
It isolates the commode.
It isolates the commode.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. But you're just saying whatever your
I don't know how much more you need here.
Yeah.
whatever your list is, come up with that list.
But
Some people
on the
can
other
say-
side, I have a list of things that I need. So on one side, I have the things that it has to have. On the other side, the things that if it has, I'm not buying that house. Detached garage, not interested. Not interested. I'm not carrying groceries in from my wife's car in 4 feet of snow. I'm not doing it. I want an attached garage.
You
I
can
know.
make her bring it in.
Well, that's what he
That's
does.
right. That's really what I meant. I hate to watch my wife carrying in groceries while I'm drinking coffee.
Oh my
That
goodness.
looks so cold.
Watch out for the ice, babe.
I
I've been
feel
too
bad.
busy.
It's slippery right there. It's slippery.
Oh my
But now,
Did you get my ice cream?
I think first-time homebuyers are surprised to learn how little of a difference a few $1,000s down makes on their payment.
It's tiny, especially at these interest rates. This quite possibly is the best time in history to buy an existing home. So an existing home, the square footage, and this is another thing I look at. How much do they want per square foot of this house? If it's $400 a square foot, I'm not looking at that house. There's something unique about it that I don't want to buy. But when you build a house versus buy an existing home, the cost is dramatically different. An existing home is way cheaper per square foot than building a house. So look at existing homes.
What's a good price per square?
Around here, probably $110 a foot, maybe
For
less.
existing.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're buying in a neighborhood and you say, well, that house is 2,500 square feet and they want $190 a square foot for it, they must align those bathroom walls with gold or something, because I'm not paying for that. So you need to find out why they're asking a premium. Maybe it's on the lake. There's always a premium for a house on the lake.
I spent 52 on mine. I'm doing good.
$52 a foot?
Yeah.
That's really good.
I bought foreclosed.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't have any idea how much. I don't know what I'm doing.
So
Sarah does all
there's
that.
metrics that we can go through.
I don't know what I'm
But
doing.
when you get in the car with your realtor and they want you to buy as expensive as they can get you to buy, you're in charge of this relationship. They are not in charge of you. You're in charge.
And
So
that goes with the bank too.
Yes.
They'll qualify you for stuff that's like.
you're in charge. So you got to know what you can afford, and you got to know what you want to look at, because they're going to take you to the Taj Mahal. As far as your income goes, you don't want to buy that. You'd rather buy under and work your way into something bigger as time goes on.
Well, and also don't watch House Hunters, because what they do is they walk into the house and they go, "Oh, this paint color, I can't live here. Let's leave. I can't live here. The paint color. The countertops. I don't know how I could even use these. They're not granite." Don't listen to those
Well,
people.
I'm kind of with them on that. Okay, I'm with them on that.
First time
Why?
home buyer, Dave.
Paint color, you
I
could
love
just.
that.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, I know, I love it too, but the difference between owning and saving hundreds a month over
Yeah.
renting and having granite countertops. Excuse me.
I like when somebody walks in and they say things like, well, or the realtor will always say this, well, this wall can easily be moved. No.
Yeah.
No, it can't.
Yeah, excuse me. I can
cannot.
see from the television that's a load-bearing wall.
Yeah.
And even if it's not, ripping out a wall is not a small thing.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
If you can't do it yourself, it's going to cost you a lot of
Yeah.
money.
We could just move this wall. And I think I'd like the stove on the other side of the kitchen. Oh, that's easy. We can do that. We move that stove.
Yeah, on the sink, you want that in the middle of the room? No problem. We'll put it right there. It's
Yes.
fine. Put it in. We'll put it right in the island. Don't watch that stuff.
Don't watch it.
Spend as little as possible on a home that fits your needs.
Yes.
Don't worry about the huge down payment. Get zero down, 30 years. Pay it down faster.
And they always have the dumbest jobs too. So they're buying like a $2 million house,
Yeah,
and
they
one
have those, like,
one person's a
outside
poet, and the
Yeah.
other person studies butterflies for a living. It's
Yeah.
something weird. Like,
It's-
where are they getting this money from?
Yeah.
Where's it coming from?
My husband's a consultant, and I collect stamps.
Yes.
So our budget's about $1 million.
Hi, Kathy, Miriam, Lily, Rachel, Don. Before we wrap up, I want to get to Kathy's question. It's kind of like part of what you're talking about now. She says, if you're older, renting because you just moved here, is it wise to get a starter home and a 15-year versus renting?
Janelle, do you want to answer this? Because you're kind of older.
Oh, my God. You take this one, Janelle.
I can take
Do
this
you
one.
see this, guys? Wow. I'm just doing my job.
Okay, can we read the question?
I can answer this one.
You-
You can evaluate my answer. If you're older and you're renting because you just moved here, you said, is it wise to get a starter? And Janelle just moved the mouse. I can't even see it anymore. It's
Oh,
gone.
sorry.
Is it wise to get a starter home and a 15-year versus renting? Here's my advice for you, and we're going to see if Dave likes it. If you're older, it's not the time to get a starter home. Get a lower cost but decent condo where other people can take care of the property for you. Unless you're handy, a starter home makes no sense when you're older. And do not get a 15-year mortgage. Get a 30-year mortgage and pay it down as if it's 15, because you don't know what you're going to encounter in the days ahead. As he puts down the buzzer,
Wow.
because I'm right.
Wow.
I listen to you.
Well, the condo thing is a little iffy.
Why get a starter home when you're older, like Janelle's age?
What have I done
You got
to
old.
y'all?
You didn't do anything, you just got old.
I don't know how much older is in this scenario.
Let's just say 50. We'll do half of 100.
Okay.
Basically Janelle's age.
The condos are a little bit trickier to sell. And so whenever you go into a condo, you have to realize that if you're going to come out of that condo, the marketplace is different. And it appeals to a different set of buyers, may take a little longer to sell. And
By the way, she says, I have a big dog and my husband has tools.
buy a house.
Starter
Why?
home?
Why?
Well, I like the house idea a little bit better because it's easier to come out of, especially a starter home.
Yeah.
But what does that even mean, a starter
Well, a starter home is going to be a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-bedroom, 2-bath type of thing.
Does it need work?
No, not necessarily.
No, it's
but
just
gonna be-
basic.
it's going to be smaller. It's going to be smaller.
And basic, not like your granny, all that.
What kind of dog do you have? That's what I want to know.
Big dog.
Big dog.
I got a big dog.
A
A Yorkie
Doberman.
too. They have a Yorkie.
No,
too.
I
Doberman.
got a big dog. It's
Can
not
you
big.
handle a Doberman?
Yeah, I know. You've seen my dog. It's bigger than a Doberman.
Yeah, sure is.
The good thing about a big dog is when you go outside to find their poop, it's easy to find.
There's no
It's
question
not
what
like
that
your-
is.
Oh,
like
that
these
is
little
so
sausages.
nasty.
We'll fill up a 5-gallon
Can
bucket.
you imagine picking that up? Oh,
Yes.
A Labrador.
Nasty.
Oh, labs are great doggies. I love labs.
They're happy dogs.
Oh, they're so
Really
happy.
And
Yeah,
they
those
shed
are
a lot too. So, I like the home idea a little bit better for them because they have a dog and they have tools. And if he has tools, I'm assuming he knows how to use
Well,
those tools.
those
Can
aren't
we use the
necessarily
bathroom, guys?
connected.
Thank you.
Don't fall in, you know.
The water closet. You're going to use the water closet.
I
So,
love that she announced that on Facebook.
so I was with somebody in New Orleans last week, right? And he says, Dave, I like to take you to restaurants that you would normally not go to because you're so traditional with how you eat, which is not true. So we go to this traditional Chinese restaurant where there's raw fish everywhere and everything, and they bring out this whole plate of cabbage. And I'm flying that night. And he says, well, dig in. I said, Zach, if I ate this bowl of cabbage, when my plane arrived in Cleveland, everybody in the plane would be dead. I cannot do it.
What kind of meal is a plate of cabbage?
Plate of cabbage, just
Not
a
a
plate.
meal.
Well, there was fish and rice and dumpling soup and things like that.
Don't eat the cabbage.
Don't eat cabbage.
That's for rabbits.
I don't even think rabbits eat cabbage. Did rabbits eat cabbage?
I think they'd pass. They do if they had to,
That's why we eat rabbits because they're just not smart enough.
because
to
they
move
eat the
on.
lettuce for us.
Yeah, right. It's like I'm a vegetarian.
We're basically eating lettuce.
I'm basically a vegan.
When I eat beef, I'm basically having roughage.
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
having
fine.
grain and plants.
This is how it works.
Very
exactly
good.
how it works.
Kathy's husband has 2 motorcycles, so you definitely would want to have.
Yeah, I like a house. The condo living, it definitely has its pluses. So if somebody's shoveling your driveway for you, cutting the grass, these things are really nice. But remember, you're going to probably, if you have an attached condo, you have neighbors on each side of you. I happen to like a little bit more privacy than a condo would offer. And I was part of a homeowners association for a while.
That's too bad.
I vowed a vow never to belong to a homeowners association again as long as I live, because in every homeowners association, there is that person. Oh, your flag isn't to the measurements that the homeowners association allows. Your mailbox is the wrong color. Your plants have not been approved by the committee.
My parents tried to put a flag up, and the association won't let them. It was against the rules.
I would put the American flag up, and then with my AR, I would defend it. Come and take this flag down. I dare you. I dare you.
I'm taking this hill.
Somebody, I will die on that hill. Somebody in our homeowners association, in our neighborhood, built a 2-story shed.
That sounds great.
Except for the fact that you're not allowed to do that. The homeowners association sued. He sued back. They ended up settling like 3 years later and $40,000 in of our homeowners association money.
I want a 2-story shed.
Come on. Wait, if you're going to move into that neighborhood, you got to assume, you're going to abide by those rules. That's what you're going to do. And I don't like that. I just don't like it.
Well,
so I bought somewhere else.
that'll about do it for us. So Janelle didn't make it back. Hopefully she's all right.
In the water closet.
Yeah, we don't know. So a couple people want to say goodbye to you today. First, Mr. Carlton Banks, C. Banks. C. Banks, Carlton Banks. He wants to say goodbye to you. See you later. And
New rule.
And new rule. Dave Szafranski, president and founder of Edgewater Investment Group. You can comment here. He can reach out to you, message us, do whatever you want. We always enjoy our time with you. You're great people.
Most of you.
Well, I mean, we're great people, and we let you hang out with us.
Yes, we don't know really about you.
We don't know about you at all. In fact, you're probably not that great. But we're great. We'll see you tomorrow.